A sculptor from Elmira with connections to the Vatican has returned home after attending Pope Francis's funeral. Today, CTV's Ashley Bacon caught up with Timothy Schmaltz at his studio to reflect on his relationship with the late Pope as the Church looks ahead to the future.
My relationship with Pope Francis started out with sculpture.
Timothy Schmaltz's artwork has touched many lives, thanks in part to Pope Francis. The Pope first recognizing Schmaltz for his piece, Homeless Jesus, back in 2013.
That was unbelievable, the experience, to have him reaching out and touching that sculpture that represents all the marginalized, the homeless, because that's really what he was doing throughout his whole papacy. He was reaching out to those invisible people and bringing attention to them, that they're sacred human beings.
From that first encounter, Schmaltz was commissioned by the Vatican to create a number of works over the years.
Artwork is being used as a tool to actually make people understand not only the scripture, but also the intent and the mission that the Vatican is doing right there.
Pope Francis took a particular liking to this piece called Be Welcoming to Strangers, which can now be found in St. Peter's Square and beyond.
Pope Francis took my model and he kept it for himself. And then Pope Francis asked me to create 10 more little small versions of the sculpture because he wanted to give them out to politicians and people.
Schmaltz attended Pope Francis's funeral. He says it was incredible to see how many worshipers gathered to remember the work the late pontiff has done.
The day after the funeral, the Vatican, St. Peter's Square, and all of Rome was swarmed with millions and millions of children and teenagers. And it was just the idea of hope for the future symbolically throughout those couple of days.
Now back at his studio in Elmira, Schmaltz is back creating, this time a piece to reflect the newly elected Pope Leo XIV.
Kind of visually translating with this portrait, this new Pope, and I'm really early on here understanding who this person is here. But giving form is my way of celebrating right here with this new sculpture that I just started creating here.
Staying true to the title he's given to himself, the artistic soldier of the Vatican.
As for current projects, he's working on a sculpture park with the Basilica in Guelph that celebrates the work and life of Pope Francis. That is set to be unveiled later this year. Ashley Bacon, CTV News, Elmira.